Yeah, I don't ever remember feeling like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers.
I don't know what you're doing.
I want you to
right
get
now,
your mouse.
I want you to check me out.
And I want you to check me out.
Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Then subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship rehab.
Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'm gonna talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things. You know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that click the link, that click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' grow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just want to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. Ooh, we gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it doing, where it can go.
To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you, telling you.
Yeah. What's good, everybody? What's good? Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good show tonight. Just because I got a good drink. So it's like when the drink is good and the topic is good, I mean, we just destined for greatness on tonight, y'all. But for those of you who don't know, I am Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab. And tonight we're bringing you yet another show, and we're going to be talking about a little bit of the politics and the politicking of the politicians. So I want to give a shout out to the people that's already in the chat. Shout out to Athena Osborne. Shout out to my man Colin Collins said, glad I caught you. I was just watching your When Dogs Attack video, laugh out loud. I've been binging the channel for a couple of weeks. That's what's up, man. Keep on doing it. Change your life. That's what's up. Give a shout out to Marcelika said, caught me off guard with Marcel Ichika. I think that's it. He said, caught me off guard with the early show. Yeah, man, I know. I done caught everybody off guard. 10 o'clock on time. What's going on? I know, right? I'm expecting a storm to hit or just the internet to go out at some point. But we gonna do it. Shout out to my man Mark Adams, Illa Dre, Calvin Dickinson, what up? And The Truth Exposed. What up, what up, what up? Baltimore checking in. What up with old Baltimore? Yeah, buddy. All right.
So let me go ahead and get this little thing off the bottom here. There we go. And I'm going to put the chat up this time like I should. But you know me, I always am forgetting something. But without further ado, let me play my favorite part of the show.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs
There we go.
under certain
All
circumstances
right.
without authorization
What's
of the
up,
copyright
CJ
holder.
Gunn?
This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Okay, now, before we start the show on tonight, there was one thing that I did want to show you guys. And I just wanted to show y'all this just because I want to come back later and I want to be able to say, I told you so. That's the only reason why I'm even showing this, is just so that I can come back later on down the line and tell y'all, I told you, didn't I tell you? I told you, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? I told you. That's all that this is for. So give me 1 second because I can't find it for some reason. I hate when I do that. When I see something and I've been looking at it all day, looking at it here, looking at it there, and then when I actually need to pull it up, it's like, yeah, I'm hiding from you. Dang, blast it. Pissed off, man. But I would like to say this. So I understand that. Oh wait, I think I got it. Nope, that ain't it. Damn it, man. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong damn folder. Yeah, that's why. Okay, yeah. My bad. I screwed that up and I was I'm in the wrong folder. Let me get on up out of there and go to where I need to be. There we go. Now this is the right folder and it should be right off up in here somewhere. That's that fight that I saw. That's what I already got. Man shot. Yep. Large group of young people. And there we... Nope, that ain't it. Damn it. Well, I guess it ain't for me to show tonight then. I guess that's just not going to work out because I cannot find it no damn well. Well, ain't that something? But anyway, I can at least tell you what the hell it was. So, I saw this about a week ago, and what I saw was, in my opinion, the beginning of the bullshit. And the reason why I say it's the beginning of the bullshit is because it's out in California, and they're the ones that's gonna kick it off and start doing this bullshit, and it's gonna keep on rolling and keep on rolling. If you all haven't seen, out in California, there is, oh wait, I could just search it like this. Yep. There is a mask mandate reinstated back in LA. And when I saw it, I said, I really went into switch from the Matrix and was just like, not like this. I really did. I was just like, not like this. Please do not do this to me. Oh, I know where it's at. I got it. Here it goes. I was like, please do not do this to me at this point in time. And sure enough, that's what happened. Yeah, this is where it's at. Okay. So I didn't save the video. I just had it in my watch later list. So like when I see a video and I say, oh yeah, I'm going to use this and download it later, it puts it in a list, and that's what I didn't do. Yep, there you go right there. Yeah, so I saw this and I was like, man, what in the entire frick is going on now? So I'm going to show it to you. It's only like a minute. So I'm going to show it to y'all real quick. But before I do that, I got to add it as a different source so y'all can see the whole screen. Yeah, there we go. There go T. There go T. Boom. So check this out. Now, I got a few questions about this, and I'm going to ask them after y'all see this. So take a gander.
Cities in the country. You should know what's happening here. Fox's Trace Gallagher does. He's got the story for us now. Hey, Trace.
Hey, Tucker, if you're looking for a case study in how to generate confusion, the LA County Health Department just gave us a step-by-step guide. Here's the reasoning. Coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County are now above 1,000 for the 7th straight day. Therefore, everyone, including those fully vaccinated, once again have to wear a mask indoors. Now, federal guidance is the exact opposite. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky says vaccinated people are safe from the Delta variant of the coronavirus and do not have to wear masks indoors. In fact, even when the LA County Health Department was issuing the mandate today, it was simultaneously making its case and undermining its case. For example, the county says hospitalizations are now at 452. That's up from last week. But the county goes on to say, quoting here, to date, we have not had a patient admitted to a hospital who has been fully vaccinated with either the J&J, Pfizer, or Moderna vaccine. Every single patient that we've admitted for COVID is not yet fully vaccinated. The question is, if the fully vaccinated are not getting sick, why do they have to wear masks? The county says the answer is that businesses have no way of verifying who has and has not been vaccinated, so it's now one size fits all. And we should note, finally, the county health director is not ruling out the implementation of stricter mandates, including more shutdowns. Stay tuned, Tucker. LA County appears to be on a roll.
You give power to politicians. Good luck getting.
So, first, before I talk about this, let me answer DJ Brad question, because he asked a very good question, actually. DJ Brad said, why do you only watch Fox? It's very one-sided. Here's the thing. All of them are one-sided. CNN, MSNBC, MSNBC, all of the news stations are very one-sided. The only problem is CNN and the rest of these motherfuckers, they don't talk about shit. That's the only problem. They don't talk about nothing. They don't talk about any of the fuck shit that's going on. That's why. So I totally get your point, DJ Brad, but CNN don't talk about nothing but good shit about Biden. They don't talk about nothing but good things about Kamala Harris. They won't talk about what's going on at the border. Everything. They're not even presenting information and shit that's like good shit to like say, oh, well, there's a different point to this. Oh, there's a different side to this. So that's why. That's exactly why I won't do it. The reason why a lot of this shit that I look at comes from Fox is because they're at least bringing up the bullshit. Now, I will come and put my own take on it and tell you my side of it and my point of view. But if you watch CNN, they won't have shit up there that's talking like that's controversial. They're still talking about the fucking the insurrection from January 6th. That's the shit you're gonna see on CNN. That's what you see. The fact, like when they dropped the 100 and something or 1,000 cases or whatever from New York City for all the motherfuckers that tore up the city during the riots or the New York insurrection, as we would be fair enough to call it, they ain't say shit about it.
Back. Chris Gallagher, thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey,
they won't say shit about it. So it's like, that's the thing. Matter of fact, I can even do you one better. Get out of there. Go to full screen. I can do you one better. Let's go to CNN News. Look at what they talking about. Look at their stories right here. They talking about Fauci. Dr. Fauci excoriates Rand Paul. That's the shit that happened. He was like, you don't know what you're talking about. These motherfuckers are arguing about stupid shit. Everybody knows that Fauci was on bullshit. You ain't pressing charges. You ain't gonna lock the motherfucker up. Why are we still talking about this? McCarthy slams Pelosi, pulls his pick from January 6th committee. That's 8 hours ago. They still talking about a January 6th committee. Why? What are we still doing on this?
Jeff Bezos back in space. Chinese city drenched with record-breaking rainfall. I'm just saying. GOP's reluctance to push vaccine is literally shrinking the base. Just so you see what I mean, it's like there is nothing really here to talk about. Out of all of the shit that's going on in the country, these motherfuckers get more shit up here about motherfucking Tokyo and the rainfall in Tokyo and all this shit than what's going on with the party. Rising tension. This 2 weeks ago. Rising tension between staffs of Biden and Harris. What the fuck does that have to do with us? What does that have to do with the people? What are y'all going to actually do? There's nothing that they're actually going to do about it. So it's like, what are you talking for? But this is what it is. This is exactly what you get when you go to CNN. Because I'm telling you, I'm the type of person, I just want some shit that we can actually talk about, that we can learn from. It's like this shit that they're showing, I'm not going to talk about this shit. Y'all ain't doing nothing, but this is, in all actuality, this is like gossip. This is Don Lemon reacts to Rand Paul's dust up with Fauci. I can find that shit on the goddamn Inquirer. This shit is, as niggas say down south, this shit is whack as fuck, shawty. That's all I'm just saying. But that's why, just to give you the explanation. But that was a great question. I'm glad you asked it so that I could actually answer it. So good stuff. But that whole vaccine thing, my question is this. I got a couple. Number one, if the vaccine is available to whoever, I mean, motherfucker, you can call anywhere and go get the shot. Why in the fuck would we even care about people who are not getting the shot and are getting COVID? Number one, why you don't have to take the shot. And if you get COVID, shit's on you. You're bad. Whatever. Take your chances. You're shaking the dice. That's fine. Why not let them have it? You want it? Go get it. COVID is out here for everybody to enjoy. You can have as much of it as you want. That's number one. Number two, if the vaccine is working and they just said nobody has been admitted into the hospital that got the shots that say they got COVID. So if that's the case, why is it even news? Basically, anybody that gets COVID now, you're asking for it. They have literally given the shot away to any and all who want. If you don't have the shot today, I don't care if you black, white, Asian, Hispanic, purple, blue, green, yellow. If you don't have the shot today, it is literally because you don't want it. It's because you literally do not want the shot. So, with that being said, who gives a shit? It's just like people talking about catching the flu, and the flu shot is out. If you catch it, you catch it. You can get the flu shot if you want it, but you can catch it. So why do they care? The thing to me, it seemed like it was a big fucking advertisement. It seemed like a commercial. It seemed like a commercial, and it seems like every time that they're talking about it, it's like a commercial to get people to get vaccinated. So my thing is, if that's what you're going to do, put a commercial on TV, just like you see a commercial for Zymbalta. Why not just put a shot, a commercial out for the shot? It's fine. Let people make the choice, just like you let them make the choice with everything else. Now, here's where the bullshit comes into play. When you're talking about people who have it, the shot, people who don't have the shot, okay, cool. Why are there mask mandates being made? Why should there even be a talk or a whisper of a shutdown? If this shit y'all done conjured up works, you shouldn't give a fuck about those who don't want to take it. And your damn show shouldn't have to tell nobody that they got to be locked down again or that they got to go ahead and put these masks back on.
Stop me when I'm lying. Just say, hey, stop, nigga, you're lying. Just explain it to me. If everybody can get the shot, there's plenty of shots to go around. I can go get a shot. I can trip and fall and land on a shot. Oh, shit, what happened to you? Y'all landing on this damn Moderna. That's what happened. That just happens. Kids out there selling candy bars, and also they selling the Johnson & Johnson. It's out there. So if I don't have it, it shouldn't be a thing of me if I catch the COVID. It should be like, oh, okay, so you want it. You want to work it out on your own. Here's the other thing. If so many people have the shot now, what happened to this whole herd immunity thing that's supposed to take place and get to, cooking on everybody, and everybody's supposed to be getting herd immunity, and it should all be spread around, and pretty soon this won't be a problem. We are at that point now, right? All of the vaccination centers have closed. Ain't no more, hey, we got the whole Cowboy Stadium rented out. Just pull up in your car, we'll shoot you in the arm. Come to your nearest Walmart parking lot. We got a COVID shot for. All of that should be over and done with. But now, there are whispers of this new variant. The new variant. The new variant is coming and we don't know what this thing is going to do. It's all, in my opinion, scare tactics. And my thing is this. If I'm right or if I'm wrong, because I think I'm right, if it's just a matter of people getting vaccinated, you got the shot. They talking about having the National Guard just ride around the neighborhoods and pull up and knock on your door. Hey, how you doing? I'm from the National Guard. We'd like to know if you'd like a shot. We have all three here. Just let us know. We can give you a shot right now. If it's all over and you can get it, why is there even an issue? There is no more pandemic. We have the shot. People can get the shot. There is no shortage of the shot. Why are we worried about it? This should be just as much of a choice as a flu shot. That's all I'm saying. Whether it's the Delta variant, the monkey variant, the Alpha variant, the Bravo variant, the Echo variant, the whiskey variant, the hotel variant, regardless of what variant you want to come out with, you already have the foundation for the shot. Just like with the flu, you should be able to come up with a new concoction and people say, hey, you want the shot? Get the shot. If not, then take your chances. Because out of all those thousands of cases, you ain't heard nobody dying, have you? So how come people was dying before, but ain't nobody dying now? Just saying. This, in my opinion, and this is my whole I told you so moment. This is my opinion, is that they want to use this as a scare tactic so that they can play the lockdown game, so they can play the mask game. And the reason why they want to do that is because of the money train that comes with it. Y'all do know all of the billionaires got billions of dollars during they were the ones making all the money. All the pharmaceuticals, your Procters and Gambles, all of those people that provide you your grocery stores, all your goods and services, the shit you need every day, your food, all of your cleaning products, all of them motherfuckers made all the money. So if they want to do it again, what do they got to do? They got to make this one. This is the most deadliest variant ever. So just be on the lookout for it and be listening to people talking about it, because I already hear the whispers of the cases are rising again. Watch them try to pull it when it comes around about maybe the end of the third quarter fiscal year. Just watch. Soon as summer get over with and we start creeping into the September and the August, kids starting to go back to school, get your shot. Your kids heading off to college, I know you got to get your new mini fridge, get your computer. Don't forget your shot. Watch. Just don't believe me, just watch. That's all I'm saying. I said it, I'm saying it now. This is July 21st. I'm telling you now, watch them pull it. Okay? All right, there it is. It's out there. I done said it. Now we can move forward. So, let's get on into the good stuff. Now, in this, I don't know if people have watched this before, but you know they have confirmations, right? Like how they did with Justice Kavanaugh and the other justice that was appointed by Donald Trump. They do that for like all of the judges for the most part. So they ask them questions. They ask them about things they've said. They ask them about positions that they have and how they feel about certain subjects and all that kind of stuff. That's what they do. So they do that for these judges. They have to get confirmed. And they pretty much, it's like a vetting process. In order to get our votes, we're going to ask you some questions and see what your opinions are or what your thoughts are on topics that we have presented that could potentially be cases or things you have said yourself in the past. And this is one of the reasons why I said the other part to this is in breaking down this confirmation hearing. This is what's wrong with politics. And it's only going to take, what it's going to take for us to get out of this space, it's going to take the people to stop letting politicians finesse us. Because they do so much finessing to the civilians and the constituents and the people that they do it even more when it's amongst themselves. We are paying these people literally to come into their jobs as public servants, and they literally bullshit and fuck around with each other and take jabs and shots at each other all day long. That's essentially what they're doing. So with that being said, I want to roll into this, and I'm going to give you the examples and show you the facts on what exactly I'm talking about so that you can see this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Perez, I watched some of the hearing on television earlier. I apologize. I missed Senator Hawley's question because I was on the floor voting. I just want to return to some of the things he said. My crack staff gave me a summary, but I assume it must be incorrect. Was it your testimony that Brown v. Board was correctly decided?
Yes.
Was it your testimony that you cannot say whether Shelby County and Brnovich are correctly decided?
Senator, there's an important distinction that if you will give me a moment of your time, I'd be happy to explain, but that is accurate.
Now, do you see that? And I'm pointing out this, and the reason why I stopped it here, I'm showing you that this woman and this man, Tom Cotton, they both have the ability to ask a direct question and to answer that direct question with a direct answer. Simple question, yes. Simple question, even though there was some more she wanted to add to it, she was articulate enough to say there's some other things that I would like to explain to answering of this question, but the answer is yes. In case you didn't see it or didn't notice it, I'm gonna play it one more time. I want to establish the baseline that she and him, they both have the ability to ask a direct question and to get a direct answer.
So,
Moment of your time.
was it your testimony that Brown v. Board was correctly decided?
Yes.
Was it your testimony that you cannot say whether Shelby County and Brnovich are correctly decided?
Senator, there's an important distinction that if you will give me a moment of your time, I'd be happy to explain, but that is accurate.
So, was Roe v. Wade correctly decided?
Hold on, let me stop this right quick. What did he say? As long as people continue to refuse to get vaccinated, they are potentially being a host for the COVID virus. That is not true, sir. Viruses mutate, period. If everybody got vaccinated, that means that you could cure a virus, and that is not possible. That's why people still get the flu. That's why people still get pneumonia. Viruses will continue to mutate on their own. That's why when you have people doing things like Fauci, funding labs that are called gain of function, that's what that does. So that is not correct, sir. Tanya Campbell was right in that. It doesn't matter if everybody get vaccinated, it's still going to mutate because that's what viruses do. So it would forever, the COVID-19 will forever be with us. That's why it's like number 19. That means there were 18 other variants of this, and this was the one that they fucked with enough to make it to where it can do what it does. So yes, this is not one of those things where, oh, if we were all vaccinated, we will be good. No, even the vaccination is part of the virus. They give you
the virus. It's just like the flu virus. They try to figure out what it's going to mutate into, and they try to use that as the flu shot so that they can give it to you so that you can build the antibodies so that when you get it, it won't take you out. It won't take you down. You won't be able to get it because you already got the antibodies for it. But if they get the wrong mixture, because it's literally a crapshoot, if they get the wrong mixture, then you're going to get it. That's why some years we've had good flu seasons and sometimes we've had bad flu seasons. It's one of those things. They don't know. They're literally taking a guess. They are literally shooting dice, saying, come on, 6. I've been waiting on your funky ass all night. Give it to me now. That's what, oh shit, I crapped out. That's what happens. So no, that's not correct. If everybody got vaccinated, it would not get rid of it. Yes, but just like before COVID got out, where do you think that those cells were being mutated and being cultivated at? In a goddamn lab. It's going to get out because cells are in what? Humans and animals. So yes, that there is no, oh, if we all just got vaccinated, we'd be cool. You need to do some research, my friend. That is incorrect. If everyone was vaccinated, it would not cure that, it would not cure the, and matter of fact, if everybody got vaccinated, the reason why you know it wouldn't cure it is because none of the doctors have ever said that. Tell me what doctor has said if we all get vaccinated, we would eliminate the virus. Tell me what doctor has ever said that we could eliminate any virus by doing this. And you would have a point. Show me what virus has been eliminated over time, over the years. Doesn't happen. Yes, exactly. Animals are made up of cells. So H1N1, what was that called? Swine flu. What's a swine? Just saying. Do you realize that people are still getting H1N1? It would protect you, not eliminate food. Yes. So why did you just say that? You said if we all get vaccinated, it would protect you. It's not going to protect you. You can still get it just by them giving it to you. So what if we all get vaccinated and it's the wrong one? Now what? My point. That's happened before. It's the same thing with the flu. Why are you trying to see, this is my thing. This is why I don't like when people just totally ignore facts. And they want you to do research, but you're telling them facts that they cannot refute. Why haven't we cured the flu? Why haven't we cured the flu then? The flu has been around for the longest of time. It's been around for the longest of time, right? People are still getting SARS. Y'all remember when all them Asians was wearing masks in fucking China and shit? They had SARS all over the Middle East. They had all kinds of SARS. What was the one over in the Middle East? Was it Mars or something? What was that shit called? It was SARS and the other one. I'm just telling you, it's all over. There is no, it would help protect yourself. They could have it wrong and people can still get it. They've even said that about this. So why do I need to do research if they've told us that? This is not a cure. MRSA, thank you. That MRSA, whatever that is. No, not MRSA. It's no. I don't want to have to go pull up my damn sheet that had it, but it's SARS and it's MERS. Is it MERS? I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. But it's just, yeah, it's MERS. That's what it is. Thank you, MERS. It's MERS and SARS. That shit wreaked havoc in other fucking parts of the country. I mean, of the world. Same thing. The viruses will never be cured. You can get all the shots you want, and you can still catch something if they don't have it right. And they have been wrong plenty of times with the flu. So it's a moot point. So what are you talking about then? You just said you wanted people to get vaccinated. All right, I'm done. You just talking shit. You fucking trolling now. All right, that's enough. Let me get back to my fucking show. I'm not gonna let you fucking sidetrack because now you just talk. You saying stupid shit.
you saying stupid shit now. So yeah, we're done. Enough. I'm telling you now to just stop, because you're not acknowledging any facts. You're just talking. So you just want the attention, so it's over. And I'm telling you now, it's over. I don't want to hear no more shit about it. So, getting back to this, you clearly heard what he said and the question that he asked. Now,
Senator, it is the law of the land, and I would apply it.
Was Lochner correctly decided?
Senator, it is not really the law of the land anymore, but if I had been confirmed during that period, I would have applied it.
Was Dred Scott correctly decided?
Senator, it is.
Surely you can say Dred Scott was incorrectly decided.
Senator, it was incorrectly decided.
So what's the distinguishing line of cases you will say is correctly decided and cases you won't say? Because it seems like you're willing to say that they're correctly decided if you like them, but if you don't like them, you can't comment on it.
Senator, I do appreciate the question, and I think it is important, and I want to clarify this. As a judicial nominee, I am bound by the Code of Ethics to ensure that any prospective litigant before me knows that they are getting an impartial and fair hearing where they will not be prejudged, where they will be given the opportunity to present their case. I think that it will not happen that a case of the permissibility of de jure segregation in schools would make its way before me. And as such, I am comfortable that I would not be violating my code of ethics by commenting on it. There are a handful of other cases that may be true. Loving is probably one of them, Marbury versus Madison. Everything else, I would be very, very reluctant to give a potential litigant the wrong impression that they will not get a fair day in court.
now, did you hear all that shit that she said? And here's why I'm telling you right now, this is why politicians are so full of shit. What you have to rule at, that's law. The laws that are in place. That's what you have to use to rule by. How many times have you heard a judge, in giving a verdict, give their own opinion? How many times has a judge given their own opinion before a verdict? Before I give my verdict, I would just like to first say, where they've written out a whole fucking thing that's their opinion on what the fuck they're getting ready to rule on. And then you've even heard some judges say, based on, but regardless of what we may believe or what we would like to have or what we want or how we feel, based on the law, I am bound to uphold. This is my ruling. Plenty of times. So if you are truly, and this just goes to show how disingenuous they are, because if you are truly a genuine and authentic person and what you believe in is right, you would absolutely say, as a judge, here is what I would have to rule on because of the law, which is what I'm here to uphold. Are you asking me this personally? So do I agree with abortion? As a Christian woman or a woman of faith? No, I don't. However, because of my faith, that does not decide how I rule. I must rule based on the rules of the law of our land. So yes, personally, if we want to have a personal conversation about how I feel on certain topics, fine. Judges don't write law. So all they would be doing is being honest. They would actually be genuine. They would say, hey, yeah, I don't agree with, personally, I have conflict as far as my faith is concerned. I don't agree with abortion. However, that has nothing to do with me as a judge and my judicial duty to rule based on the law of this land. First and foremost, what my personal and religious beliefs are, that cannot influence me as a judge. I must be biased and I must use the law of the land in order to rule as a judge. That's letting you know, number one, I'm telling it like it is, motherfucker. Number two, I know what the law is and I know how to uphold the law. I know I know the laws that I am bound to of this land, because you at an appellate court or whatever the case may be, or you at a circuit court, or you at the Supreme Court, you still gotta follow them rules, doc. So why do they feel the need to come here and talk shit? And I'm going to tell you why they feel the need to do it. Is because they know what they're saying is bullshit. They know the beliefs that they have is bullshit. And when you hear them speak about it, they don't even have the fucking balls to give an educated opinion. They just play, oh, I'm a dodgeball. Whoa, you tried to catch me. I'm not going to answer you. And I'll just go into some long, well, I would enforce the laws of the land. Okay, I didn't ask you that. I asked you straight up what it is. How do you feel about this? What's your feeling about it? My feeling and what I rule as a judge, two different things. Two different things, but this is what they do.
What about abortion? That's a live issue in the courts.
And I am not.
You're not going to say whether Roe v. Wade was correctly decided.
That is correct.
Well, you've certainly had a lot of harsh things to say in the past about cases like Shelby and Brnovich and some of the issues that were adjudicated there. In fact, we just got notice last night about this article that just was published that you wrote. The title of it is "The GOP Campaign to Make Elections Less Free."
Watch this.
You noted in the letter you sent with the article that you did not see or approve of the title before it was published.
That is correct.
Which
sir.
I can understand. Authors don't choose their own titles. I understand that. You didn't say whether you agree with it. Do you believe that GOP is campaigning to make elections less free?
Senator, the entire piece does not mention any political party, and that is because I am an advocate for the right to vote, and I would criticize any politician who would impede that right, irrespective of their political party.
Do you think requiring photo ID is an impediment to vote?
Senator, the Supreme.
Now, here's my thing. That was the real question he wanted to ask. Why not just ask it? Because I'm calling out Tom Cotton's bullshit too. And it's like, why do y'all try? It's like they try to box in the person with other questions before they get to the real one that they wanted to ask. Ask him the real question. Bitch, oh, I'm sorry. Judge bitch, do you believe in whatever the fuck? Judge bitch, what is your thing on how you just ask the goddamn question, man, to what you really want to know. Well, I'm not going to ask you about Roe v. Wade, whether you feel one way or another about it. Okay, then why are we talking about it? Why are you putting all this extra motherfucking spin on the fucking cotton candy? Dip the stick in there, twirl it around and say, here. But you holding the cotton candy stick up here, what do you think about, Roe versus Wade? I mean, that's something not even debate about. But it's like, dude, ask me the goddamn question so I can go ahead and move the fuck on. We would like to go to lunch before it's dinner time.
Court in Crawford said that voter ID laws were not per se unconstitutional. However, a Fifth Circuit en banc said that a particular voter ID law was illegal. This is a case-by-case inquiry where we are fortunate enough to have precedent that I would apply faithfully and without reservation.
I know that I think Senator Durbin said this article sounded like a speech he would give on the Senate floor. I agree. I don't think it proves the point you may have been trying to prove, though, Senator Durbin. Ms. Perez, you live in the New York City area?
I live in Jersey City.
Okay. How'd you get down here?
I took the Amtrak.
Okay. Did you have to show an ID to get your ticket or get on the Amtrak?
And see, here's where he's being a dick. You live in New York, right? How did you get here? She hit his ass with that. He didn't expect that answer. He thought she took a plane, because that's what he's getting to. So it's like, I took the train, motherfucker. Did you have to have ID? No, motherfucker. I didn't have to have ID to get on the train. See how he's being a dick? Instead of just asking her, have you ever flown out of the country before? Yes. Have you ever flown to another state before? Yes. Did you have to show ID? Yes. Ask her a question that you already know the answer to, motherfucker, with your dumb ass. And these are the games that people play. If I'm literally going to ask you about ID and the way that you fly, because the point is already fucking valid. It's already valid. It's already a valid point. So why not? Why do you try to play the little semantics game the way, what did you have for breakfast this morning? You had rice and eggs. Okay. Now, did you get the rice from China? Well, you don't know. Okay. Do you know that rice does come from China? Or potentially could. Do you think that rice is on an airplane? You don't know? Okay, what do you think if that bag of rice had to get on an airplane that someone had to show ID to put that on here? Like, man, if you don't shut the fuck up and ask me if I've been on a plane before. Do you have a passport, ma'am? You do? Okay, you got a passport? Great. Have you ever flown before? Have you ever used that passport? Great. Have you ever flown in the United States of America within the past 5 years? Yes, perfect. Now, let me ask you this. Did you have to show ID, bitch? Yes. Well, that's my point. Let's get to the shit. God damn. We paying you too much money, Tom Cotton, for you to be doing all this stupid shit, man. Have your questions. And here's the thing, too. For the people's sake, have your questions and make your points. Because if your points are factual and your points are fucking indisputable where you can't motherfucking dispute my shit, if your logic is undeniable, like Vicky, then goddamn it, be Vicky. She hit his ass with that train shit though. That threw him for a fucking loop with his stupid ass because he didn't do his homework. Instead of, or if you wanted to make it seem like you was just talking and you wanted to bullshit her, then do this. Say, so you're from New York? No, I'm from New Jersey, motherfucker. Oh, okay, so you're from New Jersey. Well, how did you get here? When did you know? How did you actually get here? How did you travel? Let her tell you. I drove, motherfucker. Oh, okay. Well, that's not gonna answer. That's not gonna get me where I'm trying to go. Cause she very well could have been like, oh, I took a red eye. I took a plane. I took a private jet. Just ask the question, man, and stop fucking taking the long way to say nothing. If you're going to prove a point and you want to really, and I know sometimes you want to have a nice build up to make your point. I get that. You want to put a couple of layers of cake on there before you cut it up. That's cool. But at least know what the fuck kind of layers you going to lay instead of just asking some, I hope she safe flight. No. Don't be a dumbass and don't be a dick because you don't have to when you're right. You can be an asshole as to how you present it, but if you take the long way to say something that was obvious, it makes you look like you're just being a dick as opposed to proving the point. I would have asked her and been like, so where do you travel to? When you go on vacation, what's one of your favorite vacation spots? Oh, I like St. Thomas. Great. How do you get there? Do you drive? You see how I'm layering that shit? Well, no, I don't drive. Oh, okay. I've never been, so that's why I'm asking. You can't drive. So I take it you have to take a plane. Do you charter a private jet? No, I don't make that kind of money, Mr. Cotton or Mr. Redmond. I don't make that kind of money. Oh, so you had to like fly. You went what, TWA? TWA is out of business. Oh, okay. You went Pan Am. Pan Am is out of business. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you do? Southwest or Delta? I flew Delta first class. Perfect. Did you have to show ID? You see what I'm saying? It's like you can still do the setup, but you need to not take the motherfucking 3-hour route to get there. Sometimes you do want to take the scenic route, but you don't got to go 3 hours out of the way to go there. Allstate Security said, so how can we elect you? If I could win and I had the money behind me, I'd definitely run. I love to be a politician. I would love to do it. They get paid good, and God damn it, you get to make some decisions. But with the shows that I got, and as many times as I said nigga and motherfucker, I don't know if I could do it. I just don't know. It would have to be, I'd have to be the choice of the people. Y'all have to write my name in. But that's the only way that I would be a politician. Yes, I want to have money. Yes, I want to live good and all that good shit. But damn it, I'm also going to serve the people. That's just what it is. I'm going to be truthful. And if you're going to spend some bullshit my way, I don't eat bullshit. I don't. It stinks. And because of the way it smells, I imagine it tastes just as bad. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I would definitely love to do it, but I'm broke as shit, So I can't run. Because in case you didn't know, you can't run for shit unless you got a war chest to pay for your goddamn campaign. You need signs, you need people, you got to grease palms and all that bullshit, and I don't have the money for it. So there.
I don't believe so, sir.
Okay, last time you flew, did you have to show an ID?
I did, sir.
You think that's an unfair restriction on your ability to travel?
That is the policy, and
Now you see where the bitch, she see where he going now. So that's why she coming with the or. She see where he going, and she don't want to really answer him, here you go with the bullshit and the spinning. As soon as he said that ID, that bitch put two and two together and said, oh, okay, he gonna do that. And that's when she started with the Flintstone shit. Eep, op, or ah-ah. Eep, op, or ah-ah. Eep, op, or ah-ah. In monkey means that I love you. That's what she started doing. Watch.
Okay, last time you flew, did you have to show an ID?
I did, sir.
You think that's an unfair restriction on your ability to travel?
That is the policy, and took it Amtrak.
Okay, did you have to show an ID to get your...
You see how she was like, yes, I did. Do you think that's an unfair? That is the, bitch, if somebody's in a DJ hitting a slide on your ass and you just, your vocals is going in and out, that is the law and I will obey the law. Are you a computer, bitch? Are you a robot now? Like, what the fuck? You don't want to answer the question, and the reason why is because she know he's right. That's it. It's like, why don't y'all like to just say, you know what you're saying makes sense, and I get it. I get it. Because if you do actually have a point, and you think that there is something valid to what you're saying, then you could acknowledge the fact, and then you could make your counterpoint. But no, I'm going to try my best to matrix out this shit. I would, it get, and that would be, and that is I see. What? Bitch sounding like Boomhauer now.
Go load up them dynamite and old cannon like that, they go to boom, man, the old cow fly all. Tell you what, man, you want to get a flying cow, man, go load up them dynamite and old cannon like that, they go to boom, man, the old cow fly all. Tell you what, man, you want to get a...
That's how that bitch sounded.
Ticket or get on the Amtrak?
I don't believe so, sir.
Okay, last time you flew, did you have to show an ID?
What?
I did, sir.
You think that's an unfair restriction on your ability to travel?
That is the policy, and I am a rule follower, and I'm happy to abide by it because I can.
Okay.
I'm happy to abide by it because I can. All he asked was if ID was okay for you to fly. You think that was reasonable for them to ask who the fuck you was when you got on this plane, bitch? Yes. Do you think it's reasonable for us to ask and for you to verify who the fuck you are before you go and vote so you ain't voting 3 or 4 times? Like, Jesus Christ, they can't say yes to that.
If someone commits a murder, do you think it's fair to call them a murderer?
If someone has been convicted
Oh, yeah,
for
convicted.
murder
Yes.
under, yes.
If they commit rape, do you think it's fair to call them a rapist?
Have they been convicted?
convicted.
Yes. Yes.
So if they commit a felon, do you think it's fair to call them a felon?
I think that that is a bit different because there's a temporal issue, and I think that there's a raging policy debate on that.
Because in the past, you've said that you don't like to use that word. But you
I-
said, I don't use words like felons to describe people. I mean, we don't describe people by a mistake that they made.
I don't.
So here's where Tom Cotton fucked up. And I'm going to tell you why he fucked up. Because you're trying to say now that you call people by the things that they've done. And that's not what we do in this country. We don't do that here. Just if somebody commits murder and they are a murderer, they are not called a murderer every time you see them. Hey, Murdering Ed, how's it going, buddy? Hey, Orenthal James the murderer, how you doing? Oh, well, he wasn't convicted, but same thing. Hey, Beretta the murderer, what's going on, buddy? Hey, Tom Jackson the felon, how you doing, man? Haven't seen you in forever. When'd you get out? Is that... I can't Is that Paul the rapist? You don't do that. That is not how you identify people. Just because of what they've done, you don't say, hey, that's what we're going to call you from now on. That's it. Hey, Robert, the ass fucker. What's up, buddy? Don't come over here. I'm just speaking. It's like you don't do that. You don't do that. So it's like the point he's trying to make, he's fucking up by saying that. Because she was correct in saying, I don't identify people by the shit that they have done, or it could have been a mistake that you made. If I commit manslaughter for self-defense, I'm a murderer, right? Even though I may or may not have been convicted or they didn't press charges, I have still committed murder. You're not going to call me that. So if I've done the crime or have been convicted of the crime, it's not going to matter. Hey, Bobby the robber, what's up, buddy? Hey, is that armed robbery, Amy? Hey, girl, how you been? Girl, I ain't seen you since I seen you on the news. You don't do that. Hey, it's Charlie the child molester. How's it going, man? Is that your boy Sam the sex offender? Hey, what you guys doing? That don't make sense. So it's like the point you're trying to make, you're not making it, sir.
I believe that every person is a child of God, capable of being redeemed, and I never look at anybody and see the worst thing that they've ever done.
If those convicted murderers are...
She fucked him up with that. Point Perez. She fucked him up with that. And do you see how she brought in her faith in that and then hit him with it? Honest answer. And the reason why she said that is because she genuinely believes that. She genuinely believes it, and she was able to articulate herself to his point to counter what the fuck he was trying to get at, and she shut him down with it. And instead of him saying, I understand, thank you, that's a good answer, I get it, whatever. Nope, he gonna keep on going.
Released from prison, often under misguided policies. Do you think it's still fair to call them a murderer or a rapist?
Irrespective of what their label was, sir, I would be on record as an advocate of trying to advocate for their right to vote if the criminal justice system had deemed them to be fit to be living amongst us.
Now that's what he was trying to get to.
All right, thanks for your testimony.
Yeah, you ain't have shit to say behind that, did you, dumbass? You walked into the wrong damn shower room on that one. Because what he's trying to get at was trying to say that she's a person who is for felons voting. And here's my thing with that. And I learned this from Tommy. People that vote, people that are criminals, once you serve your time, you have paid your debt to society. Why would you not be able to exercise your right to vote? Why do I forever lose the right to vote because of a crime that I've committed? And I've served my debt. Now, why your ass is locked up? Nope. But once you have served your debt to society, you should be able to vote. I shouldn't have to go and get my record expunged. I shouldn't have to go and do the walk of shame and atonement or whatever. I shouldn't have to do none of that shit. I should have my rights reinstated once I have paid my debt to society. That's it. Now, if you have committed a crime doing a particular thing as far as like, I killed 4 people. No, you should not be able to own a gun. Excuse me. I was robbing people with guns. You committed a crime like that, then that's something different. Because you haven't, because my thing would be this, why would I enable a person, or it's kind of like giving a person a crack pipe and telling them not to do drugs no more. That's the whole thing. So it's like, shit, if I have paid my debt to society and it was for a non-violent offense, I didn't go and stab 4 people and the motherfucking parole officer said I can't have no more knives. Right. Why? Because you stab people when you have them. But if I was shit, I don't know, fucking stealing bread, or I stole $40,000 out of a bank or some shit, and I paid my debt and I get out, yes, I should be able to vote. Yes, I should be able to own a gun. My crime had nothing to do with either one of those things. Just like if I'm a sex offender, should not be allowed to be around kids in any shape, form, or fashion. Plain and simple. But yes, if your ass commit a crime and your crime is it's a non-violent offense where you ain't shot nobody or stabbed nobody or beat nobody with a bat or some shit like that for shits and giggles, then when you get out, yes, you should be able to vote. You pay taxes. When you get your check, you're a goddamn citizen. You have to abide by all of the rules and the laws of the land. God damn it, your ass should be able to vote on shit. Just my thing. He said, yeah, you know, you don't lose your rights in most cases. Okay, well, that's cool. I'm just saying for those people that do lose their shit for felons. The felons that lose their shit, those people, like if I get caught for theft, and I get locked up, I serve my time, and I get out, I should be able to vote. I should be able to own a gun. Abso-fucking-lutely. So the fact that I can go vote, why can't I own a firearm? Did you steal money with a gun? Nope. I did not. It wasn't armed robbery or no shit like that. It was just theft. I stole a car. That's all I'm saying. That's just like saying if I go steal a car and I can't drive ever again. That's fucking bullshit. So that's just my thing on that.
Thank you, Mr. Acting Chairman. Congratulations to you all. Mr. Olson.
Is that nigga named Mr. Coons? Is that what that said?
Irrespective of what their label was, sir, I would be on record as an advocate of trying to advocate for their right to vote if the criminal justice system had deemed them to be fit to be living amongst us.
All right, thanks for your testimony.
Let me see what the fuck. I thought
Mr. Acting Chairman.
Yeah! Mr. Coons. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Chairman.
What if Calvin said, what if you sold drugs? Ain't got shit to do with me owning a gun. My crime was dope. Selling dope, nigga. Ain't got shit to do with me owning a gun. And if I had a gun while I was selling dope, I didn't shoot nobody. I didn't pistol whip nobody. A gun is a tool that you got to have being a dope dealer. Franklin Saint showed you that. You can't sell drugs without no gun, nigga. You got to have a gun.
Congratulations to you all. Mr. Olson, remember when you used to come brief Congress as the director of the NCTC, and I always found you to be a sober, reasonable national security professional. Like I say, when Joe Biden nominated you to this position, I thought that was one of his better choices. But then I started looking at what you've been up to for the last 4 years, and now I have questions about which Matt Olson we're getting. 2017, you wrote an op-ed entitled, "The Electoral College is a National Security Threat." I want to repeat that. The Electoral College is a national security threat. Do you still believe that the Electoral College is a national security threat?
Well, Senator, let me begin by thanking you for your initial comments about my time as the National Counterterrorism Center.
Boy, shut your ass up and answer the question. I can't stand these motherfuckers. Well, first of all, I'd first like to say I just want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be here on today. It's so good to be in the house of the Lord just one more time to worship with you guys on today. Your choir was amazing, and I'm just glad that I was able to be here. Thank you to... It's like, man, shut the fuck up. Hey, man, thanks for the opportunity. Let's get to the question. Like, shut your ass up with all that extra fluff.
Director, and I spent my better part of my career as a government public servant protecting the country. I left the government in 2014 and entered as the private sector. I wanted to remain engaged on the issues that I thought were important. And as a
First of all, Elu, I ain't no boy. Second of all, motherfucker, I start this video any fucking time I want to. God damn it, this is my show. You want to watch the video? You on the wrong channel, motherfucker. Take your motherfucking pussy ass somewhere else and go watch the goddamn video. The fuck out of here. Fuck you think this is, man? Whole ass nigga. I can't stand these woman raised ass niggas. God damn. Ain't got shit else to do. It's plenty of other channels. Plenty of other shows you could be watching. Take your whole ass on over there. Don't tell me what the fuck to do on my channel. God damn. We always get one. Just fucking leave if you don't like it. Because I'm stopping and starting this motherfucker all night long like Lionel Richie, bitch. So unless you want to be a part of that, then get the fuck out of here. You can literally just click the X and go bye-bye. But you won't, will you? You just gotta stay. I just gotta stay, man. I ain't got nothing else to do. I ain't got no life. I'm a fucking failure. I'm in my mama's basement, man. I'm fucking with this dude all night, man. I'm fucking with him, man. That's what I'm gonna do, man. Fuck that.
Hey, sick of these niggas. Sick of these niggas.
God damn.
I need some help. Get rid of these niggas.
Take your ass on. See? Look, thanks for the attention. Do you realize that you want the attention of another man? I don't know what that's about. What is that? What is that? Now, if this was P-Valley or something, I could understand. If this was Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, I would understand you, sir. If this was RuPaul's show, I would understand. Why would you want the attention from some other man that you do not know? Black people are broken. Jesus Christ. Who does that to someone they don't know? I promise y'all, if I'm watching a content creator that I think is full of shit, like Kwame Brown, I don't be in his chat. I will shut the fuck up and watch the show, and I will say whatever the fuck I want to say to myself. And then when I just can't take anymore, I click off of it. I don't care if you black or not. You still a nigga. You have nigga tendencies, nigga. When I use the word nigga, it doesn't bound you by color. Oh no. Oh no. Nigga, in my when I'm using in the context in which I use the word nigga in, it does not bound you by color, sir. You could still be a piece of shit motherfucker and could be Mexican. You could be a piece of shit of a person and be Asian. You can be a piece of shit of a person and be white. But I don't understand why you would want the attention of another man. I just don't get it. I just don't. And the thing is, you're not the first. And you won't be the last. Now niggas founded this shit, but you other motherfuckers have taken the mantle and just carried it on. Why would you want to do that? It's insane. I'm not a sir. Well, nigga bitch. It still don't matter. It don't matter. You want the attention from someone who obviously you don't like. And it's like, you're here. That's it. I don't know. I'm not a sir, okay? Nigga bitch, why you fucking with us? We're over here in our own little party. It's 85 people here. We wouldn't mind if it's 84. Just, you don't have to go away mad. Just go away. But you won't, will you? Jesus Christ.
Private citizen, of course, I expressed some views, including that article you're referring to, in a way that I wouldn't and haven't expressed as a public or government servant. That view, yes, there are aspects in context, if I may explain, there are aspects of the way in which the Electoral College allowed or could allow nefarious cyber actors to pinpoint their efforts to influence an election. There are ways in which the Electoral College makes us more vulnerable to nefarious, particularly nation-state cyber actors to influence elections. And that was what I was seeking to highlight.
I'm sorry.
No, of course.
Time is very limited here. So you still think the Electoral College is a national security threat?
I stand by the content of the article that I wrote.
Now, here's the stupid part. Number one, we need the Electoral College. Here's why. For those of you who may not know, if we did not have the Electoral College, then what would happen is candidates would only campaign where the most people are. So because we have states, we have state laws, but it ain't as many people in Montana as it is in California. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be able to create some type of point system. My only problem with the Electoral College is that shit ain't updated. That's my thing. And here's how I know that the Electoral College is not updated, because it's supposed to be based on how many people live in your motherfucking state as to how many votes you get in the Electoral College. Because you still have to acknowledge those people, but you still need to have the votes of the majority of those people across the country in order to do that. But here's the thing. The Electoral College does need to be, now security-wise, you can motherfucking figure that shit out. But they need to update the Electoral College. It needs to be updated on a fucking year, like I would say probably every 2 years you need to update the Electoral College. And here's why I know that they ain't on that shit, and here's where the bullshit comes in at. Do you know how many motherfuckers have moved away from California and New York, and you ain't heard shit about them losing any fucking Electoral College votes? California has 55, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but California got 55 Electoral College votes. And I promise you that it ain't even close to the amount of people living there, or 54. It ain't close to as many motherfuckers living there that should garner 54. The motherfuckers that moved away from California in the past 2 years alone, that shit should be lowered to about motherfucking 30. I promise you that shit. They need to count. They need to recalibrate that shit based on your fucking whatchamacallits. Your goddamn, what's the thing they use to count the people? The census. Based on the census, that shit should calculate your Electoral College votes. Period. And that shit needs to be recalibrated every fucking 2 years to make sure this motherfucker is on par. So like Texas should have an increased Electoral College. Florida should have an increased Electoral College votes. He said, is there a black Electoral College? I don't know. No. But if it was, it'd only be about 2. I don't give a fuck about no niggas. But you should see Tennessee should be increased. Arizona should be increased. That's where everybody has fucking fled to over the past couple of years. Everybody has migrated, and you can see these statistics that show motherfuckers have fled to Texas, Arizona, Florida, and Tennessee. Those places have been booming with increased populations. It's booming. So all of those 3 states alone, or 4 states alone, should have increased Electoral College votes. But I bet you they won't do it. Also, you see the fuck shit that they're trying to sneak in about making Washington, D.C. a state? Here's the bullshit with that. So now you're going to make Washington, D.C. a state. That means you got to elect a governor. That means you got to elect a mayor. And that means you got to give these motherfuckers some Electoral College votes. I don't think they already have. No, D.C. don't have Electoral College votes. But that's my thing. It's like That's the problem with the Electoral College. That motherfucking census should be in direct correlation saying, all right, y'all motherfuckers fucking around with this census shit. Here's the other kicker with the census shit. Those people that are head of households, those adults, that's why you need to have a voter registration. I mean, not a voter registration, but a voter ID. A voter ID would make it to where you can validate. It would drastically increase voter accuracy. That's the problem, and I'm gonna get to that after this other video.
Yes.
Should the Department of Justice ever bring a lawsuit to try to force states to, say, adopt the National Popular Voter Compact?
Senator, I'm not familiar with any statutory provisions or proposals along those lines.
Last year, in the middle of riots that caused billions of dollars of damage and had murders spiking at rates not seen in a generation.
Yes, Amanda, illegal shouldn't count. I'm gonna get to that though with this ID thing.
You described the situation as mostly peaceful protests. Do you think the rioting we saw last year was mostly peaceful protests?
I think that I'm not sure exactly the comment you're referring to, but I.
You signed a public letter last June saying that.
Yeah, I will say this.
You hear the DJ come out and it's like, motherfucker, you signed a letter last year talking about these were peaceful protests. Do you still believe that? Yes or no? If yes, stand by it and tell us why. If no, then say why not. Why would you? Listen to this motherfucker.
Exactly the comment you're referring to.
Riots that caused billions of dollars of damage and had.
Senator, I'm not familiar with any statutory provisions or proposals along those lines.
Last year, in the middle of riots that caused billions of dollars of damage and had murders spiking at rates not seen in a generation, you described the situation as mostly peaceful protests. Do you think the rioting we saw last year was mostly peaceful protests?
I think that I'm not sure exactly the comment you're referring to, but I.
You signed a public letter last June saying that.
Yeah, I will say this, Senator. If I'm confirmed and have the opportunity to lead the National Security Division, the threat that we face from the types of violence that we've seen in the past several years, particularly any type of domestic terrorism, I would be responsible for enforcing our laws and enforcing those laws regardless of ideology and enforcing them fairly and impartially. And
why not just say that from the beginning? You see how he tried to remix that shit? Why come with the remix and why do all of that extra shit? You hit me with the eep, op, or eep, op, or and just say, hey, look, my opinion, I thought that the majority of the because he gave him an out, because him saying majority, that's subjective. So that's letting you think what it is. From what I saw the majority of the protests being peaceful. Now, there was some violent ones, and I get that. However, in answering to this question from a judicial standpoint, I absolutely would not tolerate any type of domestic terrorism, any type of public destruction of property, because that is against the law. I don't give a fuck how mad you get. I don't give a fuck how pissed off. If they bring your punk ass before me, before my courtroom, and they tell me that you broke 32 windows because you was mad about George Floyd, motherfucker, you gonna have to pay because that shit is against the law. Just because you mad don't mean you get the fuck up shit. Next question. Instead of eat up or eat up or eat up or what'd you say again?
my pledge.
My pledge. Fuck out of here.
You once wrote that ISIS supports Donald Trump. Do you think that ISIS supported Donald Trump?
I appreciate again, Senator, the article you're referring to. Again, I, as a private citizen, I tried to stay engaged on the national security issues that I had worked on, and I will answer your question directly. The article I wrote was based on statements that I had seen that I was very concerned about from a propaganda standpoint. In 2016, when I wrote that article, ISIS had risen and was using its propaganda machine to influence people in the United States, and they were using the language, the words of then candidate Donald Trump to advance their propaganda machine. And so I was referring to their exact words in making that statement. And I stand by the article. I was concerned about the ways in which ISIS was using those comments to recruit and mobilize people in the United States.
If it's true that ISIS supported Donald Trump, do you think Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi thinks he made a bad bet?
I'm very supportive of the nature in which we prosecuted
He just here's my problem with this. Dude, you're a fucking lawyer. You talking about what I was going on, what I saw in the propaganda and the things that I saw on the internet and what I saw on the news. It just led. Sir, that's called hearsay, you son of a bitch. Why would you sit there and publish something giving your opinion, saying, I believe that ISIS is supporting Donald Trump, and you have no factual evidence to say such? You're telling me this is a person I'm going to elect and confirm to be a fucking judge. I'm going to confirm this dude to be a judge who literally is making statements accusing another man of being supported by fucking ISIS just off of some propaganda bullshit I'm seeing on the internet. Are you fucking kidding me? That's the kind of shit that it don't matter if it was Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Judge Jeb Bush, fucking Barbara Bush. It don't fucking matter. You a fucking grown-ass man and a fucking judge. Why would you even post something or make a statement that you have no evidence of? And this is a person who believes in the law. You make your life and your living is based on enforcing the law. You are a firm believer in upholding the law. You're supposed to be the person who should be at the forefront of guilty until proven innocent. What are you talking about, man? As a person who is supposed to be a lawyer, as a person who is supposed to be a fucking person who is going to be a judge, you're asking to be a judge, and you as a judge are being that irresponsible. That is something that I would question. And that's with any judge. Any judge who's going on their social media, and that's some shit you need to be careful of. You're going out on your social media page and you're posting shit about somebody. Not reposting something that you saw and say, hey, I wonder we should look into this. Or, hey, I hope they can get to the bottom of this. Or I hope that they can get to the truth of what they're saying here. Why would you go and say that? Why would you say something like that and you don't have any proof? You can't confirm it. You've done no research about it. All you going by is what they said. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, if that shit was on The View, I fucking get it. If the shit was on CNN, I understand it. If Fox News wanted to tweet about it, whatever. I know they full of shit, but goddamn it, they don't have journalistic integrity. I get that. But you as a judge, you're going to sit here and say something about somebody that you don't know is true? You're literally going to be the person who's supposed to be a lawyer, who's supposed to be a judge. You're going to be the motherfucker that says, I'm going to go ahead and engage in this hearsay shit and see what happens, see how many likes I get. Come on, man. That's unfucking acceptable. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable for somebody to say. He should have been like, you know what? That was bad judgment. I should not have done that. I wish that I would not have done it. I've taken down the tweet, of course, but it's still out there. But that's something that I should not have done. And I used poor judgment, and I posted something about somebody that was just straight hearsay. It was total hearsay, and I should not have done that. Especially with me being a lawyer and wanting to be a judge. I should be the last motherfucker to ever do some shit like that. Stupid son of a bitch.
Administration took the fight to ISIS over the past several years.
Okay. So, Mr. Olson, I'll just say again, I had a lot of respect for the Matt Olson we saw as the NCTC director, but I feel like something has changed here. Just in the last 4 years, to review what we've covered today, you've said ISIS supports Donald Trump. You referred to rioting last summer as mostly peaceful protests. You've said the Electoral College is a national security threat. It's one thing to leave government, comment on public affairs, even be partisan, to give money to candidates of your choice and to campaign for them. But I feel like something about Donald Trump's presidency in the last 4 years sent you a little bit around the bend. So it makes me wonder which Matt Olson we're going to be getting at the Department of Justice.
I like the way he ended that because it makes it seem like this. You a flip-flopping ass motherfucker and we don't know what the fuck we're getting. That to me is enough to say I ain't confirming this motherfucker because he's a fucking flip-flopper. He's well, I don't know if you want to call it wishy-washy, flip-flopping. I don't give a fuck. That's the point that you make. Like he did. I like the way that he made that point. You was on this, I'm against Donald Trump bullshit. I'm against this motherfucking shit. I don't like Trump, so I'm going to say all this fuck shit about Trump. Fine. But it makes you seem like you cannot be partial like a judge should be, sir. That's why I'm not going to confirm it. I don't care if you like Donald Trump or not. That don't fucking matter. The fact of the matter is the fact that you on this side, now you on this side. Now when I'm asking you about it, you say, oh, well, I would enforce the law until its fullest effect because that's what I'm here to do, is to uphold the law. Well, it kind of don't make it seem like that's what you really own. Because I guarantee you that the way when he asked him, so the way that this dude handled ISIS when he was in office, did you tweet about that? Did you post about that? How they went and kicked ISIS ass? Did you say anything about that? I guarantee you he didn't. You cannot be fucking impartial as a judge. Or did I say partial? I can't remember what I may have fucked up. But you cannot be impartial as a judge, and you can't even be impartial with your own statements. You can't go back and correct yourself. You can't go back and say, hey, man, I said this, but I see that I was wrong about it. And, let me go ahead and apologize and say, hey, this was the thing. I did say it. Thanks, Amanda. Just like that. I saw something. It stuck out. I said, maybe I misspoke. So I got corrected. I can't go back and say that. No, that's bullshit. Just like I tell people all the time, one of the things I fucked up in talking about Fauci. When the COVID shit first happened, I was all saying, hey, man, we need to listen to this guy Fauci, see what the fuck he talking about. He's supposed to be the head motherfucker. A month later, hey, man, this guy's a fucking asshole. He on some bullshit, and he's on the goddamn take with the rest of these motherfuckers. Don't trust a goddamn word he said. I was wrong. Came right back and said that shit. Hey, man, I was wrong about this motherfucker here. This little ass dude is a fucking demon. He's a gremlin in a goddamn workshop. But you have to be able to say that. You have to be able to go back and say, hey, man, look, I may have misspoke about this dude. Or I had some misinformation about this guy. I thought that this guy was something that he is not. He's an imposter. Sometimes you just got to look at a motherfucker and be like,
hey, that thing is a killer. It's not even armed. It's harmless. It's a killer and I saw it.
Sometimes that's just what you got to say. I'm telling you, that's just how it is. Shit. You got to sometimes just acknowledge what you're dealing with and say, hey, man, this thing is what it is what it ain't. This is what the fuck this thing is. And move on from there. Because sometimes that's how things happen. You get more information, things unfold, and you actually see what a person does. They show you who they are. And Fauci, yeah, exactly, to E.R. Betancourt, Fauci flip-flopped his goddamn self throughout the whole damn thing. You don't need masks. You do need masks. You don't need masks. You do need masks. You need 2 masks. You need 1 mask. Ain't no point in wearing a mask. That's what that motherfucker did. Same thing with when they talked about the whole damn kids shit. Kids should have masks. Well, kids shouldn't have been wearing masks. Actually, now that we come to think about it, kids shouldn't have even been kicked out of school because these little motherfuckers ain't got it. These motherfuckers, they Teflon down with this shit. These kids is good. We should have kept these little motherfuckers in school the whole goddamn time. That's just what it is. These little motherfuckers ain't got this. They ain't dying from this shit. Get these little bastards back in school. That's just what it was. But it's like they were saying, oh no, the kids need to wear masks. Oh no, we need to have these kids at home. You need to protect your children at all costs. It's like, no, man. Let these little my thing is this. I'm all for these little kids getting sick and shit so that they can build up their immune system. I remember with my daughter, when we were in Michigan, my daughter, she kept pink eye. My daughter was getting pink eye going to daycare for so long that the doctor was just calling in the prescription. We didn't even have to bring her in. We'd be like, hey, doc, yeah, she got pink eye again. Okay, we'll call in the prescription. Now, you know, if a doctor ain't even saying, bring her in, let me just make sure. The doctor wasn't even on that. She like, all right, you ain't got to bring her in. We'll just go ahead and call it in for you. That lets you know. But my daughter hardly ever gets sick now. And if she do get sick, she get a cold or a cough for a couple of days and she right back at it with the white Vans on. All to the good. So it's like, that's just what it is. Your kids, you are most of the time, and one of the biggest things I remember when we first started talking about this whole thing, one of the biggest things that indicated to me that this was some bullshit was that even though that I'm not one of these motherfuckers that think the virus ain't real. I wasn't that. But as far as the thing about it killing people, one of the biggest things that I saw right off the bat, and I can't remember who it was that pointed it out. I want to say, I can't remember, was that David? I can't remember who pointed it out, but somebody pointed it out to me in early on when we first started talking about this shit, was that the homeless weren't dying. And I said, holy shit, motherfucker's right. You do know if there's ever a zombie apocalypse, if vampires come to take over the fucking world, you do know that the first people on the chopping block is the homeless. And there was no reports of people saying, hey man, we got homeless people falling out dead under viaducts. People are falling dead under overpasses and all that shit. When I realized that and that was pointed out to me, I said, you're right. The people with some of the worst health, homeless. The people that's going to catch some shit first that's out in the world like that, homeless. They all conjugate around each other. They don't have access to masks. So they would have been the first ones dropping like flies. It could have been Sco. I don't remember. We'd have to go back and look at the video. But that's how you would know. If anything is gonna actually go and affect us as a society, the first ones up to bat, the first ones getting fucked up, the first ones that's gonna fall out or fall off would be the homeless. And there was nothing about that. You would have, it would, and here's the thing, especially in places where it's like just an insane amount of homeless people, you would see it. Like Skid Row. Skid Row, if I'm not mistaken, is the largest collection of homeless people in the fucking country. Out in California. They got their own goddamn zip code damn near. Them motherfuckers would have been, they'd have been like, hey, look, 72 people done got admitted to the hospital and 45 of them are dead already. This shit is real. Tent City, right. One of them motherfuckers, it would have been that big. They'd have been, man, this shit is spreading like wildfire. Motherfuckers is dying. It's fucked up. We got to do something. We've had 72 homeless die in the last 3 days. This shit is crazy. We would have saw it instantly. After just a couple of weeks, within that time frame, them motherfuckers would have been like, that first month, it would have been crazy. Because they still wouldn't have known what to do. They'd have been throwing a bunch of homeless motherfuckers on ventilators and motherfuckers would have been dying. That's just what would happen. But that didn't. So they'll let you know, well, it's here and it's serious for us to do some things to make sure we get it together, but it's not pandemic level. Those people that have high comorbidities, yes, you need to sit your ass in the house, put a mask on, chill the fuck out. Everybody else, take your punk ass to work. If you get sick, you'll be down like you got the flu, cough a couple of times, sneeze a couple of times, you lose a sense of smell, you'll be back up in a few days. Take you some vitamin C, take you some vitamin D, get your ass out there in the sun a little bit, you'll be all right. But it is what it is. Let's go ahead and watch this one. This is my man Ted Cruz when he talked about this shit. This shit was pretty good. He about to question the shit out of old girl Myrna.
Ms. Perez, as I look at your career, I see the career of someone who has been an activist, and I believe a radical activist. You have waged litigation campaigns and opposed voter ID laws. You have opposed voter integrity laws. You have opposed prohibitions on ballot harvesting. You have advocated for felons being able to vote. As I look at your record year after year after year of being an extreme partisan advocate, I'm left with the very likely conclusion that if you were confirmed to the bench, you would likewise be a radical activist on the bench. Voter ID laws, as Senator Lee just pointed out, you described as the greatest rollback of voting rights in this country. 80% of Americans support voter ID laws. 60% of African Americans support voter ID laws. Do you believe voter ID laws are constitutional?
Now, this is how you set your shit up. Do you see how he, and please click that like button for those of you that's watching. Do you see how he said, here's what I'm seeing. This is the shit I've seen for you over the years. You seem to be radical. You're an activist and all of that. Then he went, as he went on his own judgment from what I feel and what I see. Now, I'm going to give you instances on shit that I've seen your ass talk about. And this is what I'm getting to. Here's what I'm getting to. Voting ID. And this is what I'm asking you. Tell me what it is. I'm going to ask you the question flat out. Just like he did. Watch your motherfucking ass.
Senator Cruz, the Supreme Court has said that there are no per se restrictions against voter ID laws in Crawford.
We already know that, bitch. But I'm asking you what you think.
What you believe. I was one of the parties.
Laws in Crawford.
I asked what you believe. I was one of the parties litigating in Crawford, so I'm very well familiar with that case and led a coalition of states defending voter ID laws, and Justice Stevens wrote the majority opinion upholding Indiana's voter ID law. My question to you is, do you believe voter ID laws are constitutional?
He hit her ass like, hold on, bitch. Before you try to get off into this long drawn out shit, I wrote this shit. I know the motherfuckers who wrote the shit. I have a clear understanding of the law. I don't need you to explain none of this shit to me, goddammit. I know about the law. I'm asking your motherfucking ass, do you believe in this shit? Straight facts came and hit her with it, stopped her in her tracks, showed her that he is ruthless. I like the way he handled that. Cut the bullshit, bitch. Here's what I'm asking you. I'm just saying. That's what he did. That's what he did.
Senator, I believe they are constitutional. I believe that they can be constitutional because the Supreme Court has said they can be constitutional. And in Marbury versus Madison, the Supreme Court gets to decide. That is what our system depends on. We have a concept of vertical stare decisis. We have rules of law. We have precedent.
Ms. Perez, just a couple of months ago, in March of 2021, you said that the voter ID laws that had been passed were due to, I'm going to quote you to get your word.
That's the actual video
right.
that did that.
Anxiety over the browning of America, and people having anxiety of the fact that certain folks in power are not going to be able to stay in power. Do you believe the 80% of Americans who support voter ID laws and the 60% of African Americans who support voter ID laws are doing so because they're concerned about the browning of America?
Senator, that quote is clearly referring to politicians. It's not referring
All
to
right,
African
which
Americans.
politicians here do you believe are concerned about the browning of America?
Senator, that context was with respect to state politicians.
Do you see how he's like literally like time after time like, bitch, I'm asking you these direct questions. You tell me what it is. Senator, I'm here to uphold the law, and the law clearly states that no, motherfucker, which ones? Which one of us is in here that you saying is what we doing?
And
So it's only state politicians.
Senator, that context that I'm on record for, we're referring to state politicians.
All right, well, let's talk about politicians here in this body. As you know, I filed an amicus brief on behalf of 11 senators in the Brnovich case. You made a comment that the brief that I filed was outrageous and harmful. Do you stand by that characterization?
Senator, the Supreme Court, as you know, issued its decision in the Brnovich case and struck down, and upheld the restrictions on Arizona.
Okay, I'd like you to answer my question. Do you stand by the characterization that the amicus brief that I filed on behalf of 11 senators was, quote, outrageous and harmful? That's how you characterized it.
Senator, the Supreme Court has issued.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Hold on, I'm gonna pay this back real quick. I gotta run to the bathroom. Be right back.
Ms. Perez, as I look at your career, I see the career of someone who has been an activist, and I believe a radical activist. You have waged litigation campaigns and opposed voter ID laws. You have opposed voter integrity laws. You have opposed prohibitions on ballot harvesting. You have advocated for felons being able to vote. As I look at your record year after year after year of being an extreme partisan advocate, I'm left with the very likely conclusion that if you were confirmed to the bench, you would likewise be a radical activist on the bench. Voter ID laws, as Senator Lee just pointed out, you described as the greatest rollback of voting rights in this country. 80% of Americans support voter ID laws. 60% of African Americans support voter ID laws. Do you believe voter ID laws are constitutional?
Senator Cruz, the Supreme Court has said that there are no per se restrictions against voter ID laws in Crawford.
I asked what you believe. I was one of the parties litigating in Crawford, so I'm very well familiar with that case and led a coalition of states defending voter ID laws, and Justice Stevens wrote the majority opinion upholding Indiana's voter ID law. My question to you is, do you believe voter ID laws are constitutional?
Senator, I believe they are constitutional. I believe that they can be constitutional because the Supreme Court has said they can be constitutional, and in Marbury versus Madison, the Supreme Court gets to decide. That is what our system depends on. We have a concept of vertical stare decisis. We have rules of law. We have precedent.
Ms. Perez, just a couple of months ago, in March of 2021, you said that the voter ID laws that had been passed were due to, I'm going to quote you to get your words right, anxiety over the browning of America, and people having anxiety of the fact that certain folks in power are not going to be able to stay in power. Do you believe?
So here's what she's talking about as far as the browning of America. She's talking about the increase of the Hispanic population, from illegals to just Hispanics fucking. That's the increase. That's what she's meaning when she's talking about the browning of America.
I believe the 80% of Americans who support voter ID laws and the 60% of African Americans who support voter ID laws are doing so because they're concerned about the browning of America.
Senator, that quote is clearly referring to politicians. It's not referring
All right,
to African
which
Americans.
Politicians here do you believe are concerned about the browning of America?
Senator, that context was with respect to state politicians.
So it's only state politicians?
Senator, that context that I'm on record for, we're referring to state politicians.
All right, well, let's talk about politicians here in this body. As you know, I filed an amicus brief on behalf of 11 senators in the Brnovich case. You made a comment that the brief that I filed was outrageous and harmful. Do you stand by that characterization?
Senator, the Supreme Court, as you know, issued its decision in the Brnovich case and struck down, and upheld the restrictions on Arizona.
Okay, I'd like you to answer my question. Do you stand by the characterization that the amicus brief that I filed on behalf of 11 senators was, quote, outrageous and harmful? That's how you characterized it.
Yeah.
Senator, the Supreme Court had...
Now here, and this is the problem with politicians and politics. He not only is asking her asking her a direct question, but he's asking her a direct question based on the words that she has said herself. She said these words herself, and he's asking her about what she said, and she will not answer directly. She's going back to, well, Senator, what the, why won't you just respond and speak on what you said? What is wrong with that? I don't understand why people, and I can tell you what's wrong with it. The thing is that so many people trying to be woke and trying to be loyal to their party as opposed to just doing and saying what's right. They say all kind of stupid shit, and then when you ask them about it, as opposed to them acknowledging what it is or standing up for what it is that they said, or as they say on 5150, I'm going to stand by what I said. If you're going to really stand by what you said, then just do that. But you won't, because you know that what you said is fucking wrong. That's why they do this stupid shit. That explains the abrasion on your palm. That's exactly why they do this. They go and they talk all this woke shit. They talk all this liberal left shit. The anxiety of the browning of America. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that just some shit you just made up? Because when I asked you to speak to it, when I asked you to speak about it, you do everything but that. Well, that wasn't for everyone. It's out of context. It was just for politicians from the state. Okay, well, there's 11 of us here now. Which ones? How about that? Well, you just can't answer this question. I'm asking you this question and you won't answer it. Just answer the question. Just say what the fuck it is. If this is what you truly believe, if you wrote a fucking paper or a fucking article saying that this is what's happening, this is your words, these are your words, this is what you believe, then why won't you speak on that today? I'm not asking you how you're going to rule on it. I'm asking you what your opinion of what you said. Can you explain it today and tell me who you talking about? Because this is what you said.
Issued its
I'm going to try again. And do you stand by your characterization? I'm not asking you what the Supreme Court did.
Exactly.
You described an amicus brief filed on behalf of 11 senators as outrageous and harmful. Do you stand by what you said just a few months ago?
Asked this question for the third time, and she's still gone.
Flying cow, man, you go load up them dynamite in an old cannon like that, you go to boom, man, the old cow fly it all. Tell you what, man, you want to get a flying cow, man, you go load up them dynamite in an old cannon like that, you go to boom, man, the old cow fly it all. Tell you what.
That's all she doing. You're telling me everything but what I'm asking you. You're telling me about the fucking law in the Supreme Court. Bitch, I didn't ask you about that. I'm well aware of what the Supreme Court is and what the Supreme Court does. You the motherfucker that's trying to be a fucking appellate court judge. You need to answer the question that I'm asking you. You ain't got to explain to me the Supreme Court process. I don't need you to do that. Watch what she says.
Senator, what I said as an advocate when it was pending before the court is not relevant to the issue before you.
Do you stand by it or do you retract it? You have a choice.
Senator, as an advocate,
Okay, you're going to refuse to answer me on that. I assume you also believe the Supreme Court decision agreeing with the position advocated in my amicus brief, I assume you believe that decision was also outrageous and harmful, because that's the language you used.
Senator, the Brnovich case is the law of the land. It has been
So
settled.
you're not going to answer that either.
The law of the land has been settled. What I am going to say, Senator, is that I am pledging to apply precedent.
So at the time, you discussed the brief filed by a number of senators on this committee as outrageous and harmful. At that time, had you had any discussions with the Biden administration about being nominated to be a judge?
I would need to remember the timing a little bit.
When was the first discussion you had with the Biden administration about being nominated to be a judge?
I would need to reference my Senate Judiciary questionnaire, because that's where I recorded.
Yeah. You see how look. Let me tell you something, Tom Cotton. You need to take a page out of the Ted Cruz book. You need to go and sign up for a Ted Cruz confirmation inquiry class. You need to go and talk to this man and find out the ways of the confirmation, because he lit this bitch up. She didn't have a fucking chance. She didn't stand a chance to this. This, to me, made this, because what he did was he literally used the shit that she said and asked her to basically, I'm giving you the opportunity to either retract what you say or stand by what you say, and you won't ask. You won't answer. That is problematic. I know you want to teach me about the Supreme Court, but I'm sorry, bitch, I've already taken and passed that course. I'm good on that. I know that you want to go and talk about everything else but what I just asked you, but I'm going to ask you not once, not twice, but 3 times, and then I see that you're not going to answer. Now I'm going to just acknowledge the fact that you're not going to answer me, and then just let you just hang yourself. Fine, go ahead. But this is the kind of shit that keeps me from trying to support somebody that basically will not answer a fucking question. How the fuck are we in a position to where we're going to appoint a motherfucker to a office as a judge and they cannot answer a question directly? They want to go ahead and give you all this extra bullshit. They want to put all this stupid shit on here. They want to sprinkle a little bit of this, sprinkle a little bit of that. I'm going to give you everything but what you asked me for. And then I want you to vote for me. And if you don't confirm me as a judge, I'm going to call you racist. Or I'm going to call you a sexist. You won't do it because I'm a woman. You're not doing it because I'm a brown woman. No, bitch, I'm not doing it because you can't answer a fucking direct question. I find that to be very problematic as a judge.
To memory.
I don't have it committed to memory. That's what you say when a motherfucker asks you some shit that you don't want to answer. Hey, Brian, was you at Walmart last Saturday at about 2:30 in the afternoon? I don't have that committed to memory, so I can't answer that question. I'm sorry. Listen to what she said.
I would need to remember the timing a little bit.
When was the first discussion you had with the Biden administration about being nominated to be a judge?
How you don't know that? You can't even ballpark it, bitch? Like, you really just have no clue? It was that long ago? Come on now, buddy. And my thing is, you know that this shit just recently happened. Motherfucker only been in office, 150 days or some shit like that? This shit just happened. Not even, you talking, 6 months ago? This motherfucker got in office, so you know you had a conversation about this or received a call from this at least within that time. One conversation was had about you being a fucking judge.
I would need to reference my Senate Judiciary questionnaire, because that's where I recorded it. I don't have it committed to memory.
Questionnaire? And that explains the bullshit. That demonstrates the bullshit. Here's the thing about the voter ID problem. This is why, and I had this conversation with my brother Easy about a couple of weeks ago. This is the problem, or this is not the problem. This is the issue with voter ID. The left, who are using words like Jim Crow, who are using phrases like voter suppression, who are using phrases like this is oppression of black people and colored people. They're not going to get to answer they're not going to be in a position to where they can actually vote. This is going to keep people from voting. Black people are not going to be able to vote. Here's why they're saying that. This ain't about niggas. This ain't about black folks. This ain't about black folks. I can tell you that right now. They're just using the race card to assist in what they're trying to do. The reason why they don't want voter ID is because all of the illegal aliens that came over here, number one, which is going to be a large part of this, the Democratic voting base, they won't be able to vote because they're illegal and they won't have ID. Two, people that do sneaky shit with voting, as far as voting for their grandmama, mail-in ballot, voting for their dead uncle, mail-in ballot, they won't be able to do that because you have to have a voting ID. People who go and vote in 2 or 3 places just because they got 2 or 3 addresses, they won't be able to do that. It's all a ruse. They want to keep voting the way that it is now so that they can continue to manipulate the process. I'm not saying, because I know motherfuckers gonna watch this and say, you have no proof of voting fraud. No. What I'm saying is everyone should want to have validation for those people that come to vote. If you don't, then you want the fuck shit. Plain and simple. If I gotta have ID to get on a plane, I gotta have ID to drive a car. I gotta have an ID to drink. I gotta have ID to buy a gun. I gotta have an ID to get my birth certificate. I gotta have an ID to get my social security card. I gotta have an ID to get anything as far as a legal documenting process. I gotta have ID. I gotta have ID to get electricity service at my house. I gotta show ID. If that is the case, then you're talking about something that is a right for every American. Why would I not want to have ID for someone who's going to vote? It's bullshit for anybody that thinks you shouldn't have to. The other thing that they tried to say is niggas don't have ID. Bullshit. The worst of us, the most trifling motherfuckers, got ID. It's bullshit talking about black folks don't know how to use that shit Biden said. Black folks don't know how to use the internet to get a license. Black folks ain't gonna know how to get on the internet to get a voter ID. Bullshit. Niggas got WIC. Niggas got Section 8. Niggas getting EBT. Motherfucker, you gotta have ID to do that. So even the motherfuckers who don't do shit with their lives, the welfare queens, all that shit, the worst of us, the most laziest motherfuckers in the trailer parks, cooking meth, whatever the fuck it is, all of those motherfuckers have ID. Because they drive cars, they get locked up, they go and do sign up for all the free shit with the government. You can't get this free shit without no ID. I can't go get food stamps without ID. I can't go and get a fucking social security card without ID. I can't get a birth certificate without ID. I can't get on a fucking plane without ID. So don't let them tell you that, oh yeah, they just trying to keep it because there's black folks that ain't gonna be able to get ID. Bullshit. Niggas got ID. Niggas love to drive cars. Niggas love to drive Chevy Malibus with 28s on it. Nigga, you gotta have an ID, a driver's license to do that. Plain and simple. Most niggas stay in school at least until they're a sophomore just so they can get their fucking license. Then they drop out. And I'm talking about the worst of us. But I know who can't get ID. Our good old motherfucking fruit-picking Mexicans that came over here from the motherfucking tunnel that just got their ass up over here because Biden said, come one, come all. They can't get ID. And the other motherfuckers who got green cards, they can't get ID. You a guest here. You don't live here. You're just a guest here. And those are the motherfuckers that they want to be able to vote. They literally just want it to be, if you show the fuck up, we give you a ballot and you vote. That's what they want to be able to do. Just show up. If we take a ballot, we send ballots out to every house in America. We put free ballots in all the bathrooms at Walmart. You walk into Walmart, you get a ballot and a sales paper. That's what they want to do. And then just turn them in, y'all. That's how they want to do it. That way we get an accurate vote and every American gets a chance to exercise their right. That's what they want to do. And the fact that those motherfuckers cannot do that, or there are states that are saying, no, we done with that shit, that's the problem. You're suppressing voters. You're oppressing blacks. You're instituting Jim Crow laws. They're making the shit up. They just want any and everybody to vote however many times they want to vote. That's why when you have motherfuckers at 11:30 at night pulling in bins of fucking ballots and they're just running them through, that's how you get to do that. Because you send ballots out to everybody everywhere in the world. So I literally could have voted from a mail-in ballot. Then I could have took my punk ass into the goddamn precinct and voted. That's 2 votes for me. 2 votes for Biden. How about that? You can't stop it. Can't tell the difference. You don't know if I voted or not. And that's why they did it like that, especially in those swing states. And that's why they were so confident saying, we'll count the ballots again. Sure, no problem. Of course, because the motherfuckers that voted shouldn't have been voting. But I tell you what they didn't do. They didn't let nobody contest no signatures. They didn't see, hey, man, I want to contest that and see. Nope, we ain't doing that today. Bring them ballots over here, baby. Run them through the machine, baby. That's why they did that shit. They knew what they scanned worked. That's why they were fine with counting them again. It wasn't the recount. It was the fact saying, hey, man, this address that you have on here is a vacant fucking lot, sir. This vote should not be counted. We not doing none of that. You trying to cheat the fucking process. Yes, or 2 votes for Trump. That's fair to say. Absolutely. Point is, if that's the case, wouldn't you think that everybody would want voting ID, Tito? Wouldn't everybody, so that we can, if we really want to make sure that the people who's voting for Trump aren't cheating, the people who are voting for Biden aren't cheating, then why would we not want everyone to have ID? Everybody should be thinking the same thing. So the fact that you said that, Tito, that's a very good point to point out. I could be cheating one way or the other. Do we want it to where we're trying to figure out whoever wins is based on the best group of cheaters? Or do we want the process to be honest? Because here's the other thing with voting ID. I can't manufacture 100,000 fake IDs to have these motherfuckers go and vote 100,000 votes. I can't manufacture 10,000 fake IDs to have these people go and have their votes count. Can't do that, can I? Because I need 10,000 faces, I need 10,000 social security numbers, and I need 10,000 signatures that are all different. That's why they don't want these IDs. How many fake people get on airplanes? Huh? How many Tito Z's can you get fake IDs for to get on the same plane? Before somebody says, hey, wait a minute, Jack. The fuck? This don't look like Tito. That's the problem for them. That's why they don't want it. Because an ID is going to verify me facially. It's going to verify my signature. And I can't make enough of them in time to manipulate a vote or to manipulate an election. That's why they don't want to do it. That explains the abrasion on your palm.
Damn, I'm good! Can you feel that? Huh? Can you feel it, Captain Compost? The day of redemption is at hand!
Repent, and thou shalt be saved.
That's exactly why they're against it. Because it makes it so difficult to actually manipulate an election with voting ID. Imagine if you come in with your ID, your social security number, and you swipe that ID, cast your vote, and that's it. You have people there to verify your physical picture in your ID. Imagine that. How many fake votes could you get with that? How many times can I come in and have my illegal cousin Tito? Yeah, I'm fucking with you, Tito, but it's all good. How can I have my illegal cousin Tito come in and act like, oh, this ain't Tito, this is Thomas Jefferson coming to vote? All right, come on, Uncle Tito, we're going to go back and ride. Okay, this is Bob Bernowski coming to vote. You can't. Because the other thing is, it's very hard to get ID for dead people. Now, you could be like that little kid in motherfucking The Sixth Sense and see those dead people easier than you can to get ID for dead people. Your great-grandmama just died 2 months ago. I'm sorry, who Nana wanted to vote for is probably who she wanted to vote for, but Nana can't vote because she's dead. So that mail-in ballot that you had for Nana, it don't count now because Nana got to show up with her ID. See that? You see how that shit works? That bullshit-ass address you got? Where that vacant lot is and it ain't no house there, but you're trying to say that it is? Can't do that, buddy, because we know what that address is, and we got a license that shows what that address is. Oh, we verified this address. That address doesn't exist, sir. Can't do that, can you? Mm-hmm. Shout out to April Jones. Hit your boy with the donation. Hit you with $5. Thank you so much. And somebody else just hit me. Shout out to my man, Gary the truck driver. Appreciate you. Hit me with $2. Thank you, sir. But that's the thing with ID. ID makes perfect sense for an accurate vote, for an accurate count, and for an accurate and fair election. Makes perfect sense. You want to mail in your ballot? Fine. Mail in your ballot. Just put that voter ID number on that ballot there and have us verify it. Because once you put that in the system, it'll let us know, this person died 6 months ago. They can't vote. Bang! Survey said. Hey, this person's picture is the same as this other person's picture, and that ID is showing that it doesn't have the little colorful seal on it, so this person can't vote. Survey said. Hey, this person tried to swipe their ID, their voter ID, and the magnetic strip doesn't work because the ID just came apart. This is a fake ID. I'm sorry, sir, but you can't vote. What? Survey said. Ma'am, the picture that you have here is a white lady, and it shows that she's 72. You're a black woman who's 31. I'm sorry, ma'am, but you can't vote. What? Mm-hmm. Sir, you said your name is Tadarius Moore? Yeah, this person here is Asian. I'm sorry, sir, but you can't vote. What? Ma'am, it says here that you're Sandra Rhimes. Yeah, well, when you swipe the ID, it said that this person already voted. So if you're going to contest your ID, you have to go through the voter ID contesting process. So I'm sorry, ma'am, but today we won't allow you to cast your vote because it's saying that your vote has already been cast. What? Mm-hmm. Ma'am, it's saying here that this ID is saying that you're a 72-year-old woman. Ma'am, you look to be about 19. You have on flip-flops and pajamas and a bonnet. And this woman here, her hair is blonde. And she's Hispanic. What? That's what they don't want. Because when those IDs come in, you have actual people looking at the ID. You have to swipe the ID. The ID would then, because it's just an ID, it would be on a network computer that would show, hey, in a database that shows this person has voted already. Showed that you voted a week ago. It showed that you just voted over in Johnson County. Oh, now you're voting over here in Robertson County. And here's the thing. You want to make sure that your voting shit and all that shit is good? Okay, fine. You better make sure and validate your ID. Here's the other thing. Having a voter ID, you could actually then go back and view your ballot. You can see who you voted. Who did I vote for last election? Let me go online, put in my ID, see who I voted for. Because when I scan my ID, I scan my ballot, same thing. They link them up. There you go. It's so much shit you'll be able to do to secure an accurate election and an accurate vote with voter ID. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But the party that don't want it is the party, in my opinion, that's doing the most fuck shit. I ain't saying that both sides ain't doing it or ain't did it. I'm just saying that doing it this way, it minimizes it drastically. So when your ass do go to vote, you know who you're voting for. You done already been validated as a registered voter. You have the ID to prove it. You can cast your ballot and have the confidence that your vote is being counted the way that you want it to be counted. Who wouldn't want that? And if you're doing some fuck shit, somebody is there, poll watchers, and everybody is there to validate, to make sure that your signatures match, your photos match, your name and stuff match. Because you got to have what? 2 pieces of ID. You got your voter ID card and your driver's license. Why not? If I want to contest it right then and there, I can contest it. I don't think that this bitch is who she say she is. Yeah, I'm a Democrat, and I think this bitch gonna vote for Trump. She already got whatever. She got on a MAGA hat, so I want to contest it. Ma'am, do you have 2 pieces of ID? Well, all I got is my link card, and that's is there a photo ID on it, ma'am, that has your signature on it? Well, no, I don't. Okay, well, ma'am, this person is contesting, saying that your signature is not accurate. You don't have any other ID on you? Well, no, sir, I do not. Well, I'm sorry, ma'am, but you won't be able to vote. What? There it is. And that's all I have to say about that. There is so much that can be done to accurately validate voters and to actually accurately count votes. It's a no-brainer. And anybody that's telling you some other shit, talking about it's racist, anybody that's talking about, oh, it's they trying to oppress us, this is some Jim Crow bullshit, man. They either are just totally ignorant and are uneducated about what it is that they're asking for, or they like the fact that they side won and they can continue to keep cheating and they want to keep doing it. That's it. That's it. And you can even go back and that's I'm glad you said that, Amanda. You can go back and audit. You can go back and say, hey, pull up the roll. I want to see everybody who voted. Show me their ID, their ID number, all of that shit. We can validate it. I can pull up the ID, pull up the person. Yep, there you go. Yep, that person did vote for them. Oh, yep, that person did vote for Biden. Oh, yep, that person did vote for Biden. He really did have the most votes of all time. Everybody was licensed licensed voters. Awesome. Or did nobody come out and vote? Why? Because motherfuckers don't have voting ID cards because they illegal aliens, or because they dead, or because they don't have fucking valid addresses, because they don't have 2 pieces of ID. Oh. If we can keep motherfuckers with phony ID from fucking flying across the fucking country, or flying in and out of the country because they don't have a passport or 2 pieces of ID, or whatever the case may be, I'm quite sure that we can get to some point to where we can actually have a better situation and a better process to validate voters. That's all I have to say about that. I want to thank everybody for checking out the show. I appreciate each and every last one of you that came through and clicked the like button. Click the subscribe button. If you got any questions or anything like that, please feel free to put them in the comments section. Thank you to everybody that participated in the show. To all you people that were trolling, I would just like to say you a piece of shit, and I hope that you can improve your life to the point where you don't have to be here. But to everybody else, I appreciate y'all. I love you guys. Shout out to everybody. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to everybody else that actually contributed some great points and some great questions to the show. I really do enjoy doing this, and I really do enjoy each and every one of you guys. I love y'all so much. Thank you guys. Shout out to Soto Nation. Shout out to my brother Tommy. And shout out to each and every last one of my relationship rehabbers. Thank you guys for joining the membership. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. Please click that like button. And if you're watching this on the replay, you can still donate by clicking that donate button. Shout out to you all. Thank you. What's up, Anthony T. Biz? Thank you guys so much. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Until next time, peace, and I'm out.
What's going on, everybody out there in the internet world? It's me, Brian Redmond, also known as the Relationship Rehab. And I need you to do 2 things. What are those 2 things? Subscribing to both my channels. I need you to go to the Relationship Rehab, subscribe to that channel, and then I need you to go to United Guns of America and go to that channel. Now you may be asking, why would I do that, Brian? Because it's 2 of the hottest channels on the internet. Come over there, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, have conversations, because that's what it's all about. We talk about some of everything: politics, relationships, guns, law enforcement, community stuff. Anything that's happening, I'm willing to have a conversation about it. So come on over. You don't got nothing else to lose, and you ain't got nothing else to do. So come to my channel, subscribe ASAP, and join in on the fun. Twice the entertainment, 2 channels, twice the fun. Come on and have a funky good time with your boy. Peace, and I'm out.